Hello, my name is Lowell, pronouns he, him, and this is another session of Star Trek Adventures, second edition. This is the third season of the Voyages of the Kintsugi, and we are taking up. I tend to break things up into two sessions, constitutes an episode. So we are at the beginning of a new episode at this point. This session is part of the Open Hearth Gaming Community. You can find out more about that at openhearthgaming.com. And if you like this, if you're listening to actual plays, either as a podcast or whatever, or watching this on YouTube, we have a ton of them, thousands of them on my channel and the channel that we have for the community. There's a lot of games that we have on there that you can check out. So, one of the businesses that we're going to do here before we get rolling into the session itself, so that we have sort of a little thing that's perhaps going on in the background of the episode, is that you're going to get an upgrade to the ship of your choice. There is the adaptive shield modulator, which increases the shield's resistance and allows you to have your shields up when you're in silent running. There's expanded munitions, which allows you to add a new weapon to your ship. You could add quantum torpedoes, or which is a little bit more damaging photon or torpedo, a long-range weapon, or a phaser cannon, which is just a close-range weapon, but higher damage. You could improve the ship's weapon systems, would improve the ship's weapon rating from 8 to 9. And that is a breakpoint for the damage bonuses. So that would raise the damage of all your current weapons with the phaser array and your current photon torpedoes by 1. And then there's also the siphoning shields. When you're hit by an energy weapon, after the attack is resolved, you can give me 2 threat to restore shields equal to the ship's security department. So I heard I want quantum torpedoes. I also heard I want adaptive shield modulator. Here, those were two points of consideration that were put out there. Uh, uh, C Captain Vate, thoughts on that?
But we are at war, so stronger offensive capability would be good. However, the Kintsugi is not a frontline battleship, is it? It is not stationed on those. Uh, I'm just looking at our security rating is 3, which is pretty good
Yep.
actually. So that would be good for the restore shields. But what's the modulate shields action? Is that listed in there?
Yeah, so let me go to the ship's actions. When I believe, let's see, that is I believe an engineering. Where is that? Modulate shields. That is a tactical action. Uh, you can try to tune your shields to resist enemy attacks. If you take this action, then until your next turn, increase the resistance of your ship by 2. Basically,
Hmm.
resistance is a flat value that is taken away from any damage done to your ship.
Yeah. Um,
I do not recall us ever having done that.
well, we've only
Correct.
had one
Action.
space combat, to be fair.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Oh,
two maybe a push.
I think 2.
Yeah, yeah. One major one and one much smaller one,
Yeah,
I would say. I love the red shirt, by the way, though. I hope that doesn't bode
it is.
poorly for you.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
Well, we're in next generation era, so red shirts are fine, actually.
Yes,
Like,
absolutely.
yeah, I mean, I'm 50-50 out of character on quantum torpedoes because they're quantum torpedoes, right? And but I think in character, perhaps the adaptive shield modulator seems more the speed. Of course, Commander Litaal, as the former chief engineer of the Kintsugi, would have a better idea. And as Commander Savari, what does the ship need, do we think? So I guess I'm a sort of 50-50 between adaptive shield and quantum torpedo, which is basically 2 votes for quantum torpedo, I guess.
I tell
What
you
do our
what,
engineering team
let's
say?
let's do this. Uh, we'll replace your photon torpedoes with the quantum torpedoes, and we'll give you the adaptive shield modulator.
Uh,
How does
even
that
better.
sound? that gives us two cool things that are happening on the ship when we start out. Seem
Yeah,
reasonable?
that seems perfect.
Okay.
Yeah,
Let
I
me,
mean, Starfleet is running low on, like it has to make every munition count, right? So
yes,
like, no point in double stacking quantum and photon torpedoes on a vessel like the Kintsugi.
absolutely.
I was rapidly seeing if I could, if I'd arrived a bit early, I would have been scouring the starship weaponry for like what cool thing can we try and convince you
Yes.
to get on top of quantum torpedoes.
Let me merge these cells, change the text size. Give me 1 second here. Format, let's wrap that, wrap. Okay, so we've got that and the photon torpedoes. So goes that. So that basically is the attack difficulty is 3, not 4. And the damage is 5. And it is high yield. It is intense. Yeah, which you can do the salvo on that. And calibration, I'll look up what calibration means after a bit. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. And I think we see the room and we see the panel of people sitting there in their formal uniforms. We can see the Commodore's badge on the people as the tribunal are seated there. And, it's kind of slightly darker. We can see there's some personnel in the viewing and so on. And we can see the person who is at the middle of the uh, tribunal Federation uniform. They will do that thing where they pick up the bell, and ring the bell to announce that the situation has come to order. And uh, uh, we will uh, see our camera kind of turn, and we will see seated there, light on them, we will see Commander Litaal. And we will see the tribunal look at their notes, and they will say, to begin, Commander Litaal, for this inquiry into your actions, could you please tell us in your own words the events of Stardate 2374 and what went on at the Marpella system? I think we hear then Litaal's voice kind of start in. I'm going to take your autonomy for a second here, where we hear Litaal say, certainly, the situation was normal, that is to say, nominal. Uh, and I think we kind of fade out from that to a shot of the Kintsugi, and we hear Commander Litaal's log. So, Litaal, we could probably get a little bit of a montage of you moving around the ship as you're doing this, but what is the voiceover that we're going to hear?
Um, Commander Han Litaal, personal log, stardate 2374.58. As I approach the end of my time aboard the Kintsugi, I must finalize my inspection report. I have found this more difficult than anticipated. A challenge, in fact. When I came aboard, I was unsure about the performance of the command staff. In particular, my assumptions about Drenna Vate and Astrid Ward, both independently and as a team. I'm also concerned about my informal instruction to recommend Vate's future with regard to his scarring and the abilities it has granted him. I do not know how to balance what I think is best for Starfleet against what I think is best for the ship.
And so, Litaal, when we come in at this, where do we see you? Are you inspecting a place? What is the scene that we kind of start out with you in the ship?
I think that I am standing on the bridge looking over Lieutenant Savari's shoulder, as too often I have been seen doing.
Lieutenant Suvari, which part are you working on? Of the engineering tasks that right now the ship is doing some drills and things, but you've got two major systems that are being upgraded, the quantum torpedoes and the shields. Which one are you working on here on the bridge?
I'm working on the shields. I
Okay.
love shields. These new shields are very sexy. And in contrast to the last time or the first time we saw Litaal looking over Savari's shoulder, this time she's pretty engaged and pointing out like excitedly like things like, look at that, and asking him like, I know that you integrated the runoff from the shield energy into the warp runoff, and I can't for my life imagine why you would do that.
Well, you must understand, we put this ship together from the various parts of a number of
Yes.
different ships,
Mm-hmm.
Savari. And so
Yes.
traditional methods were not at the time available to us. We were also, I
Oh.
must admit, under some time pressure to get her out of the shipyard. Um,
Yes,
I
I
think
always
you may
thought it
be,
was pretty genius, actually.
well, I suppose it is inspired ad hocery.
I love that word. Can I steal that?
Uh, Anything I can offer you, Savari, that is of use to you, you are welcome to.
Thank you. Makes a note somewhere inspired at hockery.
And I think we see, another ensign comes over with a pad to hand off to you with the latest readouts from the shields. Uh, we kind of cut elsewhere in the ship. Uh, Lieutenant Commander Ward, where do we see you? What is going on with you?
Yeah, I think maybe I'm coming back aboard after my uh, vacation, my short run of leave that saw me miss out the adventures on the station. But I think I look quite tired, not like I was really on a vacation. Um, and
Is there anything
yeah, I
like
think
dress or souvenir wise often to signal that they give people a trophy or a different shirt or something to show that they're back? What do we how do we know that
yeah, I think I
Ward?
have a cheesy. I was on Ryza, and the only thing they left me was this shirt, the shirt on my back, kind of thing. Um, so yeah, I mean, I check in, and I think even before I am in uniform, I am like catching up on the logs and seeing personnel reports and really kind of getting back into it.
Who do you want to have a scene with here?
Um, I think it would be good to catch up with the captain, given that we have been missing each other one way or the other for quite a while. So this is our first chance to catch up. Um, I
Vate.
don't know if this,
Oh, go on.
yeah, Will, I think obviously like in terms of what we need to do as a crew, there's probably a lot of stuff to catch up on, but I wonder if there is some kind of uh, personal scene, or maybe we catch each other in in the graveyard or just in the corridor to have some kind of conversation.
I was thinking I would, as you're reading the logs in your quarters, right, and still out of uniform, I'll just I'll come. Captain Vate will come by and welcome you back to the Kintsugi. Perhaps walk in through the door, like just not ring the bell and then open the door immediately and walk in. Uh, Ward, good to see you back. Don't let the towel catch you out of uniform.
Well, I'll make sure when I'm on duty, I do not wear this hideous shirt for a moment longer than I need to.
I quite like it. Uh, Drink?
Yeah, yeah. My liver needs to ease out of it, right?
Yes, got to take it slowly. I've been impressed by what you've done in my absence, What? All the crew, good reports. Even Litaal seemed quite happy.
Even Litaal.
Yes,
Um,
a phrase I'm saying more and more often these days. I think his time away has really mellowed him.
I think he has said that being blunt is a virtue so much that we're starting to believe him.
Yeah,
Um,
he'll wear you down the Tellarite way.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
and I've been happy with Lieutenant Savari's performance. She's a good addition to the crew. Our new medical officer seems to be settling in well. You'll have to go meet. You'll have to meet them when you're ready.
yeah. Yeah, I guess we have a varied history with our engineering officers, but I think a lot of different aspects and viewpoints have might work with the Kintsugi, given what she is.
Yes, improvised ad hocery. I heard Litaal say earlier. Uh,
Ah,
so I think that we must be rubbing off on him as well. To be honest with you, but yeah, it's been. I will say this for Savari. She argues like a Tallarite, and yeah. So welcome back. Did you enjoy your time away?
yeah, busy. I think I yeah, quite busy. Probably didn't get as much done as I hoped, but glad to be back under your command, sir. I realize well, not that I won't step into the breach if needed, but a little bit of the pressure is off. Um,
Yes. Yes. Well, I think our inspection by the audit committee is due to finish soon, and I'm confident that there will be no issues for the Kintsugi or its crew. Me, perhaps. Well, we'll see.
well, I hope that we can give Commander Litaal a view of how we work together for a change.
Indeed. Uh, and clink our glasses, I guess, of like
Okay.
whatever strange
Yeah.
green bottle you've, green strange twisted glass that's come back on board the ship. Um, I'm
And
happy to call it
okay.
a scene then.
Uh, I do want to do another once around, give everybody a chance to call another scene. I think that that kind of the transition is a little bit, of, maybe a cutaway to Commander Litaal's voiceover saying the ship continued on its way on standard routes, standard patrol while we were undergoing the drills. And I think we do see various drills being run. We've seen these before last season. There's more of these. Again, the Kintsugi has a little bit of that focus on search and rescue. So they're scrambling to get the shuttles ready. They're getting material set. They're getting the damage control crews into place, that kind of thing. Uh, Savari, I'd like to kind of cut from that to have you call a scene either in the midst of that or at a break time in that. Who would you like to have a scene with, NPC
I
or PC?
I wonder if Juras, the what was his designation?
Ensign.
Ensign, yes, Ensign Juras is still around, or has he gotten himself thrown out for insubordination?
He almost got himself thrown out. And I think that like the full details haven't come to you, but
Mm-hmm.
you heard that Juris did something, uh, that he had some kind of altercation with Tavalic.
No.
But the details aren't out there, and he hasn't really talked about it. Uh, so I think you can find Juris probably sitting by himself
Mm-hmm.
in the graveyard. If Alan, are you good with
Mm-hmm.
playing Juris for this? Okay.
I'd like
Uh,
to just add in that we have what's that Heidecker Hamaker, the petty officer of security, is drinking and staring daggers at Jurez from like
okay.
across the other side of the
Yeah.
bar.
Uh-oh.
Uh,
Um,
and you definitely see that Jerez looks exhausted, like they put him at some sort of work or duty that is certainly taxing him.
okay. Yeah, okay. I wasn't aware that I probably was busy. What I have though is I have made some Bajoran specialty. I like cooking, right? And I want to connect with this person, even though I know that the last time we weren't exactly seen eye to eye. And he's Bajoran, so I don't know. So I will.
What is the Bajoran delicacy that you've prepared? Is it a main dish? Is it like a cookie? Is it something else? What do you think it
Yeah,
is?
I think it's an entree. Is that the right word?
Yeah.
Like something that you eat before eating some kind of, looks like a green jelly ball with sprinkles on top,
Okay. Oh,
but
like an
it is very,
appetizer. Yeah. Okay.
yes, yes, but it is very spicy.
Okay.
Um,
So go
so
ahead.
yeah, so Zavari will walk over and say, is that seat taken?
Uh, uh, no. Does he want me again?
Well, who? No, I
Litaal, has he sent you to find me? I've been trying to
no,
lie low
no,
for an
no,
hour.
no, no. Well, no. I was actually looking for you because, I made these dongras, and humans they don't like the taste, but I thought you might appreciate it. I don't know.
A taste of home, eh?
Yeah, yeah. I found the ingredients. Don't ask me where. It's better that. And anyway,
You should be careful being seen talking to me, you know.
why? What's happened?
Oh, sometimes the grapevine on this ship is not as effective as perhaps it could be. I almost um what can I tell you? Um, I got a little bit excited about those Cardassians we had aboard, and some of
Oh,
us go into some difficulties, and Tavalic ended up being stunned, and then
but
I took a wrench to that Andorian that was aboard, and the captain gave me to Litaal as his aide.
oh, I'm very glad that I was far away from the Cardassians and that whole altercation. I think that, well,
I did try to find you. I thought you might be, um, I don't know, maybe I was hoping you'd talk me out of it, or maybe I thought you'd come with us. But anyway, I think I'm going to be an ensign for a while.
no, I'm sorry, Joris, that I don't think they really understand what Bejar went through during the occupation.
Maybe. But I'm Starfleet now, and I need to sort that out in my head.
Yeah, that that as well. That's why I kept away from the whole situation, so as to not overreact.
And I think, but as I say, you might want to keep your distance, and I, cast my eyes over to our um, petty officer Hamaka.
Savari demonstrably leans in closer and laughs like she's laughing with you, looks over at him like, you want to make something of that?
Appreciate it, Savari. Appreciate it.
Like anybody gets to tell me who to be friends with. Had enough of that for my entire life.
Nice. Uh, let's have Captain Vate call a scene. We see you, managing things. There's lots of stuff to check over. They're having to refit the launchers for these quantum torpedoes. Update the protocols for that. And the shield modulation is getting into place, but because of the nature of the Kintsugi, it is taking longer than anticipated to get it ready. So, Vape, what are we going to see for you? What scene do you want to call?
I think it is yeah, like a scene with Litaal as we observe some of this, work being undertaken. Busy crews running around in a sort of like the torpedo compartment. Like sparks flying out of a Jeffries tube somewhere, or someone like welds, like arc welds something into place. Like fluctuating. Perhaps Savari's in the background, like directing a crew along with Tatassa and things, and I'd like to just Lital perhaps holding like the data clipboard, the hollow clipboard sort of equivalent, yeah. And well, how do you think it's going, Han? You're lost for words, Lital. I never thought I'd see the day.
Kintsugi deserves an upgrade. It's not that we threw her together, but I think that she does need to be treated well. What do you make of Tatassa?
I think that she could do better, if I'm perfectly honest with you. I think that she's got a capacity that she's scared of exploring. I think that the circumstances that brought her aboard the Kintsugi still hang over her. And I think that she's happy where she is and she does a damn good job. But I offered her in consideration for the first officer position. She is one of the more senior members of the crew, but she showed no interest, no desire. I think it's a shame, but sometimes people don't find themselves driven to go further.
She's a good eye for detail. You may or may not have heard. Have you come across the Defiant class?
I read the reports, yes.
I understand that the intention is to move from the prototype to mass production. A former colleague of mine at Utopia Planitia tells me that they may need additional officers to oversee that.
Well, I'm sure it'd leave a gap in our crew, but Tatassa
would it, Captain?
would rise to the challenge. I don't mean in our skill set, Litaal.
I think that you are blessed with a strong engineering team, something for which I take deserved credit.
It's true. Your name is often mentioned in these Hallow Halls, Litaal, mainly by the crew you left behind.
But I feel that Tatassa feels too much in the shadow of those achievements. She needs to move on. You need an officer who did not serve under me to lead your engineering team.
Well, I think if the opportunity is there, Litaal, I think it should be put to Tatassa. With my blessing, my recommendation.
I'll contact my colleagues, former colleagues.
Mass producing the Defiant. We're really going to move from explorers to warships then.
We are at war.
We are indeed, and I think that's when you see a quantum torpedo bank like being like lowered in across like heavy machinery, right? Like all, and maybe I think that's a suitable dramatic swelling of music, as we all consider the grave implications of the war.
Perfect. Ward, what would you like to see for your scene?
Yeah, strangely enough, it's probably a good dovetail into that conversation if I get to speak to Savari.
Okay.
I wonder if we're kind of speaking about the weapon systems, but also maybe about Jurez.
Yeah. Can do that.
So yeah, I will in uniform turn up to engineering,
Okay.
um, wherever I find Savari.
Yeah. Well, probably in a Jeffries tube, cursing a blue streak. Happily cursing. Happily cursing. She loves this. But of
Yeah,
course,
I
if
think
there's
the
yeah.
universal translator has a little bit of trouble with the street
Mm-hmm.
Bajoran,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
but obviously for television sakes, it is not translated
Mm-hmm.
accurately.
So yeah.
Lieutenant Savari,
Oh, yeah, yeah. I mean, here. Sorry about the wording. Bonk.
do you want me to come inside, or do you want to
No. I'm coming
stretch your
out. I'm
legs?
coming out. It's
Okay.
fine. I can get out. I am out. I am out here. Probably has some smear of some fluid in her face. Looking, as I said, happy as a clam. The new shield systems are almost ready. This is this is an interesting challenge, sir.
Yeah, I'm going over our tactical opportunities with both of these
Mm-hmm.
new systems, and I'm wondering, it might that be useful for you to speak to our tactical officers about our exactly how they intend to use these systems from a that would impact installation, etc. I
Yeah,
wonder if we can prize Ensign Jures away from Litaal, he might be of service to you.
yes, I would. I would actually. I would like that if he is not still in, you know, hot water.
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously a serious breach of discipline, but I think someone would be foolish not to understand uh, the Bajoran viewpoint of that. I am certainly happy to, given that Starfleet is not seen to, you know, do anything like a court martial. I'm happy to let bygones be bygones.
Okay.
If we
Um,
think such a breach is not going to occur again.
I not. I talked to him today, and I think he's come down on the side of we're Starfleet and maybe shouldn't let all resentments direct all our actions. I could probably use a tactical, yeah, someone in tactical. That would be actually good because right now I'm just doing inspired attackery, but you're right. This shouldn't just be me doing what I think is ideal. Thanks for pointing that out.
Not a problem. We are a crew. No one can do everything. Um,
Oh yeah, no, wouldn't want to.
it might be efficient, but exceptionally boring. Um, let me talk to Latal, and I'll make sure that Juries is down with you within the shift.
And this is okay with the captain, right? I just
Well,
I thought that was the captain's verdict, and just I'm a little confused. The only commanding officer I've known on this ship is you, so
well, I'm trying to make sure that the ship is working efficiently, and I think from the look on Jury's face when I've seen him, he is suitably chastened. So, and that is the
yes,
captain's
yes.
intention. So,
Mm, okay.
I will check in with my seniors before I rubber stamp, but I'm just checking in with you to see if it's what you want.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay, great stuff.
And Commander Litaal, let's have you call a scene.
Yes, I just like a scene with Astrid Ward, please.
Okay. Where at? Where do you want to find Ward?
I think I want to find Ward. Um, I think probably I will go towards cabin quarters when she's off duty. And there's the kind of ding dong.
Yeah, and enter.
Um, Lieutenant Commander, I would like an informal confidential word.
Okay. Do you think we've already had a conversation about juries, or do you think like this is
This would be an
about that?
opportunity for you to do that.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not what I'm here
Um,
for, but that's what
yeah.
you are very happy for that to happen first.
So I think you'll obviously bigger quarters for an EXO, quite Spartan still. But even if she is not on shift, she's the EXO and she is still working, maybe with personal reports. So um, she'll order Litaal's favorite drink from the replicator, whatever that is. Um, but just some green tea or something for herself.
Um, well, yeah, I'm very happy for you to raise jurors as an
Yeah.
opener.
Commander, I was speaking to Lieutenant Savari about the installation of our new systems, and I thought Ensign Jures might do a great service to her and to the ship by lending his tactical expertise to the operation.
I would entirely agree. I'm rather sick of being used as a punishment for the boy.
I know, I can't imagine what the captain is thinking. Um,
Oh, I think we both, Astrid, know what the captain was thinking.
um, well, I just want to make sure that I'm not stepping any toes by prizing away a valued asset to your
No, it
uh,
will be a relief to stop having to beat him with a stick. Savari can take that over.
okay, well, I will get this the captain's attention and make it happen.
But
Um,
but that's not why I've come to see you.
obviously,
Um, since I left the ship, uh, Commander Vate has suffered that scarring, and reports suggest that has altered his psychic abilities. Um, have you seen them work, and do you have a view on their contribution to the ship?
um, I wouldn't say that the captain's abilities have um, depreciated in any way. Uh, but again, I'm not sure I ever really understood exactly what was going on in his brain.
So you've not seen concrete examples of his abilities in action. Is that what you're telling me, Astrid?
Well, I suppose I would say his abilities seem intact,
Not
and
enhanced.
well, he always had his hand on that blade anyway, so it's just a
Yes,
bit
but
more
with
integral to him.
respect. It exploded into his head.
We have all endured wounds in the service of Starfleet and the Federation, Commander. If
Astrid,
you're asking me, is he unfit for duty, then I will say he
I
is
am not
not.
asking you that. I'm asking for an observation from a fellow officer on the impact this has on the functioning of the ship. What does this
I'm,
do?
I, I thought that I had given that, Litaal. I do
You're
not
beating
see
around a
any.
bush. This is not about your loyalty to Vate. This is about what he can do.
Well, I'm the wrong person to ask about his psychic abilities. I have not seen any significant enhancement or lack of ability since the incident. But like
Hmm.
I said, he always had his hand on that blade anyway, so I don't think it would has made any difference.
Well, nor is that to my task. Thank you, Astrid.
Happy to help. Oh, you're muted, Lo.
Usually pretty good about that. I think we come back to the bridge, and Captain Vate, you're there, and getting the readouts. They have both the quantum torpedoes and the shield modulation, like they're installed. They haven't been tested yet, but that sort of process has been completed. And Ensign Farga will say, Captain, uh, we're picking up a distress call from the USS Brash Larn. Uh, Hang on, I'm getting it. Looks like they're in the Marpellus system. Um, Distress signal is cut out, Captain. We got about a minute of it, and it seems like an automated distress, not no one on the line.
Yellow alert. Shields up. Helm, plot a course. Fargo, I want you to be reaching out on long-range sensors. I want you to send a comms over to the nearest starbase, relaying this. This could be a Dominion trap.
Absolutely. So when out of the kind of the blue where you're at, Savari, when the ship goes to yellow alert, kind of out of the blue, where do we see you?
Where am I now? I think I have finished the installment. I was going to the bridge to oversee some of the tests.
Okay, so you're just coming onto the bridge when you hear the captain call out yellow alert.
Bridge and see what's going on.
Okay, you will move to engineering station. Ward, where are you when you hear that?
Yeah, I think probably in the turbo lift on the way down to engineering to check on Jures, but then I think I will pick him up in engineering and head back to the bridge
Okay,
immediately.
and Litaal,
Um,
where do we see you?
I think in the graveyard talking to our emergency bartending hologram in the shape in his Tellarite shape, and then yellow alert is sounded. I put down my drink and head to a turbo lift.
Okay. And so I do think we see the gathering of people. We're at warp. Uh, it is plotted in. Uh, Fargo will say, uh, "Sir, I'm picking up one ship in the Marpellus system, but at this range, I can't make out more than that. Uh, but we should be there in about and to kind of look at the console, and is about 25 minutes at maximum warp.
Good work, Fargo. Helm, take us take us out of warp some distance away from the ship. I want to get a good look at this with close range sensors before we approach.
And Litaal, when you come on to the bridge there, you'll see that Ward is in the XO position. Savari is at engineering. Juris has moved to tactical, uh, and I think you will hear mention of the Marpellus system, uh, which you will know is a Tellarite colony. Who do you, don't give me a name, but tell me who is someone that you have a relation with, familial or personal on there? What is your relationship with them? And then I'll give you a name. You are muted though. Once again, Litaal.
I am getting soft. Um, my brother-in-law is part of the colony administration.
Okay. And his name is Brulog Jers. He is part of the college administration. What's your relation to your brother-in-law? Is he still married to your sister? Is your sister elsewhere, or your brother elsewhere? Your sibling?
Um, my he was never good enough for my sister. Um, she uh, she has taken the children home to Tellar at this point. Um, uh, and if she were to follow my advice, she would stay there with them.
Okay. Absolutely. I imagine that this is a constant Tellarite thing, given how we've seen the behavior there. So yeah, you will definitely know that that is a colony, that you know that your brother-in-law is there. And I want to pull something up here if I can, real quick. Let me find this. I actually have an image here. If I can find it, I'll screen share it. Let's see here. There we go. We'll open that up like that. No, I don't want to use OneDrive. Microsoft, go fuck yourself. So you will come in to the Marpella system. Uh, I think, Commander, this is an opportunity for someone to, use ship sensors. You'll get basic information, but for further questions, you can do that. So, Commander, would you like to roll based on your command, or would you like to assign one of your the PCs to do this?
Uh, I'd like to assign, I think, one of the PCs to do this. It should probably be Savari, right? She's our operations. That'd be the right role for this, I
Yeah,
think.
it'd
Yeah.
be so this would be either reason or control plus con or science.
None of this is my specialty, but I mean, um, can I use computers or distress signals?
Distress
Maybe.
signals,
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
definitely
Mm, okay.
to get that off of that.
Yeah. Okay. Then I'm going
Can
with
I
control.
offer can I offer advice based on my communication specialism?
Absolutely.
Yes.
So that we'll have Savari will roll two dice,
Uh-huh. Okay.
and then we'll have Litaal roll a die, and we'll give you a
Uh-huh.
reroll.
Okay. And I'm going with control plus science. That's 13-3. Oh, nice, nice. Well, there is a
Okay,
success.
so one success. Now you may re-roll that fail based on
Uh-huh.
Litaal's
Okay.
assistance there.
And that's a success then.
Okay, so two successes, and Litaal, you also roll your die for that.
Oops. Okay. Engineering and reason.
Either science or con, plus either control or reason.
Okay, so reason plus con is 13.
Okay,
So that's a success.
okay, so we've got three successes there.
Do we
Uh,
get a ship's die?
yeah, actually, we should go ahead and roll that.
Okay. And I'm just rolling that new toss if that's success or not. Well, it's a 4, so I guess it's a success.
Okay, so we've got four successes.
That's
I
pretty
think we
good.
will see a just because I have an image of it, I'm going to screen share it if I can find that. So this is not exactly what it looks like, but this is apparently what the designs of Tellarite ships are like in the Starfleet universe there.
Cute.
Uh, Uh, and we will see you're at some distance, you're at long range,
Mhm.
so difficulty is two. I'm going to give you
Mhm.
some basic information, and then you've got two additional momentum.
Mhm.
The ship is in orbit of the colony there of Marpellus 3. Uh,
Mhm.
and the initial scans showing that uh, warp is down, Interpulses is at minimal power. It looks like other systems are down on the ship. However, uh, and imagine this is clearly a transport ship, not a warship.
Mhm.
Uh, Definitely, has the various cargo units and things like that. It's the only ship that's in orbit above the colony, and you're not seeing any external damage. The ship has not been struck by enemy fire.
Okay.
So you've got two momentum
Mhm.
that you can put in the pool, or you can ask further questions.
Um, the first question would probably be, can I ascertain what the cause of the problem is? Is that could that be sabotage or
I think from here with the scan, what you get is the symptoms rather than the
okay.
the
Mhm.
source.
Okay. And do we have any distress signals or chatter or whatever from the colony itself?
No, the colony is silent,
Okay.
and it
Weird.
it seems that the ship's comms are down. Like
Mm-hmm.
you're pinging it, it's not responding, and you don't think that it's picking up your hails.
Okay.
So you've got one more question, or you can throw that in the momentum pool.
We know already that we don't. That's the only ship we see, is, and that's the basic information we got, right?
Yes.
So the scans on
Yes.
this, yeah,
Yes, that would have been the next thing I was going for.
yeah.
Yes. There are others, but doesn't look like it.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Life
think that's part of
signs,
the basic information. So
Mm,
yeah.
yeah.
life signs.
Life science,
Yes.
yeah. So that next question,
Mm,
there are approximately 1,400 people on the ship. Uh,
okay.
there are no people on the colony.
Oh, okay, okay. So this looks like an evacuation gone wrong, I guess.
Yeah, like I think actually, if you check
Mm.
Captain Drake when you pull it up, it does look, this is one of the most furthest out of the Tellarite colonies. I think if you could check back, yeah, it's one of the ones that had been ordered for evacuation.
Oh, okay.
Due to, I mean, the Cardassian Dominions have been pushing into Andorian and Tellarite systems, and so it looks like, yeah, this is an evacuation ship, and something has happened. Captain Galor-class cruiser just dropped out of warp at the extent of the system.
Uh, um,
Commander, beam me aboard the transport ship. I'm no use here. I could do something there.
Litaal, we need to wait. Helm, warp speed. I want us right on top of the brush line. We need to stand between it and those Cardassians.
I assume red
Shields are
alert,
full.
sir.
Red alert.
Okay. And red alert will go up. Litaal countermands, like I think probably you were maybe turning to like go to the turbo lift to go to the transport, and he says no.
Once your shields come up, they will be helpless.
I think we're too far out to teleport across at the moment, aren't we? Like
I think
we're
you'd
near
have to
to the
get
system. Yeah,
closer.
we have to get
I
close. Yeah.
and that is where we're going to take our first break. When we come back, please open up Owlbear Rodeo.
I'm so excited for a space fight.
And we cut back to the tribunal chambers. So the record shows, Commander Litaal, that publicly on the bridge in front of the crew, you attempted to countermand Captain Vate's orders in the middle of a combat situation? I just want to make sure I am clear on that.
I think if you check the logs, you will discover it was not in the middle of a combat situation. It was in pursuant of protecting Federation citizens. And as I was supernumerary on the bridge, I felt it only reasonable to offer my advice to the captain.
I think, Commander Litaal, that is a semantic-based argument, but continue with your narration. And I think we're going to cut back to the bridge there on that note. So on Owlbear Rodeo, if you're in there, again, the link is on the safety tab. You can see the Galor-class cruiser up in the far northwest, and the Kintsugi down in the far southeast. Essentially, that planet is where the Tellarite ship is kind of in orbit of. Uh, 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 Close range is in the same zone. Medium range is adjacent, diagonally or orthogonally. Long range is one and then one more, just so you know what the ranges are of things. And the way this is going to operate is everybody's going to have, you can decide who you want to run or what station you want to operate from, how you want to do things, and it'll go your ship, and then they'll go. Each of you will have an action, and they'll have essentially it's 4 to 3 actions is how that's going to work. Uh, and you can always spend momentum or give me threat if you want to take like initiative from me. But we start with Commander Vate. Uh, who do you want to have go first? And if you need a
Uh,
reference, the ship's actions are there. I'm going to move it, that tab over next to the NPC, or rather to the ship and crew things.
yeah. Uh, bu- 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 I think. Oh man, there's so many actions, isn't
Yeah. You get,
there?
and just to remind you, everybody gets a minor action
Yeah.
and a major action. That's important for things like, for example, if you're going to fire the quantum torpedoes, they need to be calibrated. That requires a minor action before you can actually fire them.
Uh, you know what? Um, Nothing is more important than saving lives, though.
Okay.
Right. So I'd like to invoke that and hopefully earn an extra determination by forgoing a useful tactical thing to do in this round by hailing the Cardassian vessel and attempting to persuade them that this system, we are evacuating this system. There is no need to fight here today. These are civilians, and we will evacuate them, which I am sure that out of character they will completely ignore because otherwise the scenario falls apart, right? But
Perfect. I think you will get a determination. I think there is that moment where you do the hail. Uh, uh, Fargo will open up comms. You will go, and I think the only message you get back from the Cardassians is this is war, and they are coming in full tilt. So for my action, I'm going to have them move forward. Let's see. Uh, so it's going to cost me a threat to do that and that. So they will move forward too. It costs me a threat to go through that uh, debris field because that's an obstacle. So I'll spend that. Uh, who goes next on your side?
Helm, take us into that debris field. Let's use it as cover. I want to try and intercept these Cardassians before they get anywhere near the colony. We're all that stands between the Tellarites and them.
Ward, I assume that you're going to handle helm duties.
I guess maybe I am. So I guess impulse will move us to is it one momentum or threat to move through or into a debris field?
Uh, uh, It is actually to move out of the debris field.
Okay. So let's move into this first one
Damn it,
as an
Captain. We'll be out
impulse.
of range soon. Let me take a
Um,
shuttle.
Litaal, the shuttle's yours, and any crew that you need.
Off the bridge at a run.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh,
Um, and I so that impulse is a minor action. Can I
minor
also
action,
do
yes.
some maneuvering, maybe to
Absolutely.
generate some cheap momentum?
Sure.
Uh,
So you want to do evasive action
uh,
or something
no,
else?
just the maneuver
Okay, yeah.
action.
Absolutely. Control plus con, difficulty 0, assisted by the ship's engine plus con.
Um, okay, so let me roll those
And I believe
dice.
you have a focus for this.
I do have a focus. So let me roll those, and I'm rolling an extra one for the ship.
Ship is a 15-4.
So that is 2 successes.
2 successes. So you will generate 2 momentum. I assume we're going to throw that in the pool right away.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Okay. What does that look like? Like, what do we see Ward doing there in that moment?
Yeah, I think maybe we see as we enter that debris field, us, turn on a different axis to come around some of the larger debris and maybe just hide ourselves for this split second. Maybe there's like a coming out of the sun moment. Some lens flare, perhaps.
Absolutely. Uh, I think that the Cardassians, you are within long range. They are going to fire their spinal lance at you. So difficulty 3. Let's go ahead and spend a threat for that extra die there. Where is ship and crew? There's that main character. So we'll spend a threat. So I'm going to roll 3d20, trying to hit you. Let's see. And we are going to roll. That is 3 successes. So that spinal lance will fire out into the debris field and it will hit you. So it doesn't do any more because it just did enough to hit you. So what it will do is your resistance is 2. So it takes 2 off from the 9 points it does. So you're going to take 7 points off your shields, which means your shields go down to 8, which does mean that when that happens, that is a heavy hit and you are going to suffer a breach. The ship shakes when that happens. Yes. So if
Shields
someone,
at 50%, Captain.
thank you. If someone could roll for me a d20 so we know the location of that breach.
Yours?
Muted.
Alan, you're muted.
That is an 11.
That is an 11. And I have to check my little thing here for where that is. I need to put this on the sheet itself. I always have to look this up. Structure. So you will take a breach on structure. So I think we see that spinal lance cut out and it goes across the hull of the Kintsugi there. We see, damage on, decks 8, 9, and 10 kind of call out there. Uh Captain, we've got your turn.
My turn.
Who do you want to hand it off to? You've got
I
Subari and Jerez.
and can I forget? Can I spend momentum to take 2 turns in a row?
You can spend a momentum to have them go, one after the other. Yes.
Yeah, then I would. That's what I'd like to do. I'd like to use one of the. Is it just one momentum to do that?
Just one momentum.
Okay, then I would. I order Savari. Get those shields back up. Jurez, let's test out these quantum torpedoes.
Aye, sir.
So let's start with Savari. Let's look at operations engineering.
Generate shields.
Yes. So you start with reserve power.
Mm-hmm.
So and we'd have the check mark on that. We spend that reserve power,
Okay.
and you will roll control plus engineering.
Okay. Control plus engineering. That's a 15. I don't think power systems applies here. So
No.
15. Come on. We have 6 momentum. No, we have 1 momentum. Forget it. That
Right.
was the threat. Okay, no, then we don't do that. Let me just real quick check if I have anything that will help here. Not right now. Okay, no, I'm just rolling like that.
Okay.
And it's 2 successes.
2 successes. And why don't you roll the ship's die, which is a 10 or less?
Okay. I do that. There you go, ship's die. It's a 9, so there's another success.
Okay. So that will be then 3 successes on that.
Mm-hmm.
And what that does is ships regain shields equal to your engineering department.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, if you want to spend that momentum, you can get 2 more on top of that. So the ship's engineering department is a 2. So if you spend that momentum, you'll get back 4 points worth of shields.
I think that will do that. We need our shields.
All right. So you can move the shields on the ship tab back up to 12 on the drop down. And also, since we've already hit that breach point once, that 8 breach point, when I go down below, it doesn't cause another breach. So each of those only happens once until I start getting past that and start cutting into your soft butter-like vessel. Jurez.
Quantum torpedoes calibrated, Captain.
Remember, you get a minor and a major.
That's the calibration.
That's
He has
the
to
calibration
calibrate
done.
to fire
I have to
those.
calibrate the torpedoes.
Cool.
Area or spread, sir?
Spread.
Which I think earns some threat.
Yes.
Or does it cost momentum? No, hang on. Does it cost momentum?
So high yield, it does that. So we do fire at a threat when those are fired. You can fire it as a salvo and either area or spread at a cost of 3 more threat. So that would give me 4 threat if you want to do that.
Yes.
What would actually, sorry, I occurs to me, I don't actually know what the benefits of spread or area are would be in this sense, because there's only one ship, right?
Yeah. So let me, sorry, it's been a bit since this, and I have to look at the little weapons page.
Reduces the cost of devastating attack momentum spend to 1.
If you do it spread, what it means is momentum for every 1 that you spend, you get an additional damage versus every 2 that you spend, you get additional damage. But it gives me 3 threat.
Yeah, we only have 1 momentum, don't we? So I think probably not worth it. But what I would like to do is I would like to give Jurez a point of determination to spend on this roll to automatically generate 2 successes and then roll on top of that.
Sure.
Jurez, remember what happened the last time we fought the Cardassians. You can do this again, son.
So perfect. 2 successes. It is difficulty 3. 2 successes already on the table there.
I'm going to have to spend a momentum.
Keep my momentum.
Second?
I just saying I get to keep my momentum because my veteran ability. I spent my determination. So yeah, perfect.
So can I spend that momentum to get 3 dice in the pool to add to my 2 banked successes?
Yes. So 1 momentum pool goes to 0. Uh, I am going to spend a threat to raise the difficulty by one because I've
Um,
got that
and
threat.
and I'm guessing this is control plus security.
Let's look at ship's actions for firing is yeah, I think it is control plus security.
Fine.
And
So
then you also will get the ship's die in a second, but let's
okay,
resolve yours first.
that's 3 dice looking at 14.
Yeah.
Oh, only yes. That is two
So
successes.
we got four, which is enough to do what you want to do. And then we're also going to roll the ship's die on that. The ship is weapons plus security. So you're rolling an 11 or less, 11/3.
That is a 6.
So that is another success. You can put that momentum into the pool if you want. Okay.
Yes.
And what is the damage value of the quantum
His
torpedoes?
damage is 5.
Okay.
High yield. If the attack inflicts a breach, it inflicts an additional breach.
It will not inflict a breach yet.
Okay.
But their shields will go down to 11, which brings us to their action. So they've already fired their weapon there. So I think that they are going to, they're going to create a trait. I think I'll spend a threat for this. And they roll for that. That is just enough. They are locked on. They are locked on. You can tell that they have their high range sensors. They have got you in their sights. That's a trait that's going to reduce the difficulty to hit you until you do an action to remove that trait. That's the end of that first round. We'll go to the top of the next round. A commander, who starts this round?
Ward, I want you to use that debris field to break that lock they've got.
Yeah, so maybe evasive action. Do I have to use a specific one to break the lock, or is that something I spend momentum to destroy?
But basically, it's the opposite of create trait. Essentially, you're creating a
Okay,
trait to that essentially break lock, and then the two will cancel out.
okay. So I guess it won't be evasive action because those are both major actions. Yeah, so I don't know if there's a minor action I can take, unless I want to move, um, like to move. Yeah, so maybe I can move one zone to,
Now, I will say this: you are an exo. That gives you an extra thing. So you are also permitted to use the command minor actions. Uh, oh no, there aren't. There just have major actions there.
yeah, yeah,
But
they're all
yeah,
major. But maybe if I use impulse, I can go into the other debris field, which is maybe leading them away from the Tellarite, um,
sure. That will
and giving
cost
us.
a momentum. Let's have you roll the break the
Sorry,
lock
but
thing first.
if I'm only moving one zone, I reduce the momentum cost.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, you can move that. You get closer. You're still at that long distance, so you still keep that distance, but you move them to they have to engage with you. They're further away. Let's have you roll to break that lock. Uh,
So again, well, I like the idea of no, I'll save that determination for next time, I think maybe.
Well,
yeah.
Um,
Control
I'll
plus con
I'll give you
difficulty
a point of
to.
determination, Donna, because I want to see us generate some more momentum. So I'll spend a
oh,
point of
okay.
determination
That's
to,
fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Okay.
yeah.
Let me spend it. I think, yeah, I
So
mean, um, going toe to toe with a Galar cruiser is always great fun. We've had
okay.
success before, but this guy, I guess we've finally seen this Lance draw blood. So revels in the challenge maybe
Yeah.
is that value.
So Vate, roll to see if you keep your momentum, your determination.
Yeah. So I'll spend my dollar and you can keep yours at one.
Okay. And we've got
Yeah.
no, but you get two successes, Donna. Control plus con.
Yeah, and the ship's dice will loads. I think your 15 is left in there, so it's a
In
6, 9, and 8, which is 3 successes.
three successes. So two successes to break the lock, plus another three successes. You've got three momentum. What do you want to do with that
Yeah.
three momentum?
Well, I'm gonna put one in the pool, and I think maybe in terms of dogfighting, can we create a lock on them? Maybe we get behind
Yeah,
them.
absolutely.
That might might be worth spending a momentum to get Jures to fire again right now, right?
Good idea.
Let's be cheeky.
I mean, you are the XO. I'm happy to listen to those. Good idea, Ward.
So
Juris, hit
you want
it.
spend the last momentum to do that then. Okay. Juras, you're up.
Um, Minor action targeting solution.
Okay.
Um, and then phases. I have a targeting solution, which gives me a
You are
reroll on the
not in
task.
medium range.
Oh, okay.
If it were
Oh,
adjacent to
medium
you,
rate. Yeah, yeah. Pennies dropped. Sorry. Then repeat. Calibrate. Salvo of hang on. No. Yeah, salvo of torpedoes.
okay. Do you want to do the full salvo?
Yes,
Okay. So I will take those extra three. Okay. Are you spending your determination?
I am.
So two successes to start, difficulty three.
And I've only got 2 dice this time, though, haven't I?
Yep. But you
Ship's
also
die.
get the ship's die.
Yeah,
Or you can give me
exactly.
another threat.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, let's not get too carried away.
I'm all
Um,
excited.
that's one success, and then the ship's die is whatever it might be.
Okay. The ship's die is going to be, let's see, that's weapons plus security is 11 or less.
Okay. 9.
So we've got that additional success there. So normally we do five. You did the salvo, so it becomes six. And then that you've done the other thing there, so it becomes seven. So that's 7 points of damage to their shields. So that will hit across them. That will take their shields down to four. Uh, you do two breaches. So roll me a d20 for the first breach.
First breach is 9.
So nine. So that is a breach on their structure, I believe, here. And then can I have you roll another breach?
2.
Two computers. And then because you paid the points for it, you get that additional breach. So you do three breaches here. Oh, it's actually this sensors, not structure.
And a 1.
Of one. So they have breaches on comms, computers, and sensors.
I mean,
And
that's a hit on their command deck, isn't it?
it is. Uh, and
Cut to Cardassian ship, panels explode, people rock about.
would you roll me a d20?
That is a 12.
That is a 12. So they have lost reserve power, so they cannot modulate their shields on their next action. They are one breach away from being destroyed. They're going to fire on you. So let's see. I am going to spend three threat from the threat pool so I can roll 4d20 on you. And I'm going to roll. Oh, I forgot their resistance. Uh, that was my mistake. So I'm not going to take that back, but I'll try and remember that next time
I
that they
mean,
have a resistance that comes off the top for their thing.
would that just lose one of their breaches?
They would have
Or
one less breach done.
I'm happy to be fair and remove the comms breach.
Okay,
Yeah,
that seems
fine.
reasonable. So I will take my shot on you. They are 50% from being out. So I'm going to roll those 4d20. Let's see. So that's two successes and a complication. They miss. They fire off that spinel, and it is cumbersome. And they're still kind of rocked from the hit, and they will fire that off, and they will miss with that shot. Uh, and I think the complication is that was their first action this round, so I think they're going to lose one of their three actions, so they've got one more action this round. Uh, I believe that you have two more actions on your turn. Who goes next and what do they do?
Uh, it's tempting to just keep hitting them, isn't it, with Juras? But I'd like to give uh, Savari. Do you have any plans on what you would do?
I could give the photon torpedoes a trade, maybe?
Yeah,
Like
Yeah,
put some extra oomph in it?
absolutely. You could absolutely tell me how you want to do that. What are you doing to overclock the
Ooh,
torpedoes?
Yes,
there is that.
overclocking. Huh.
Yeah, it just occurs to me we could also use our shiny new shield modulation and improve our resistance on our shields. It's up to
we
you.
could we could do that, but I think
Yeah.
they're pretty close. And since I do have I am a what's my thingy here? I am an operations manager that would give anybody who uses the photon torpedoes the option to reroll a d20.
Nice.
And I think that might be actually more useful right now because we're looking not that bad on shields right now. So what I'm doing to overclock these things, I think what we're going to do is using some of the power systems. We don't really need our replicators that badly right now, right? Anyone who wants a Rectogeno can yell at me after I've done this, but I'm taking the energy away from these replicators, non-essential, of course, not the medical ones, but the non-essential ones, and put them onto the some of the photon torpedoes, and indicate to Jaws which ones I'm overclocking.
Control plus engineering.
Yes, okay, and I will argue that power systems is helpful here.
I'll give you that, but that is a reach, my friend.
I'm using some power systems to overclock this thing, okay? And I will say that I will use a determination to give me two
Okay.
successes
Two
because
successes.
we need to stand up to the oppressors. Okay.
Okay. Absolutely. Go ahead and roll your 2d20, and then we'll come to the ship's die.
Okay. Let's see how that goes. Come on, come on.
So
Well,
two
it's
more
two
successes.
more
So that's
successes.
four. And then roll
And
the ship's die for me.
yep, that's another success. I think so. It's five.
Yep, absolutely. Five successes. So two successes creates the trait,
Mm-hmm.
overclocked
Yes.
photon torpedoes.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
What do you want to do with the other three momentum?
Um, I think put them in the momentum pool
Okay.
because creating another trait, I don't know. No, I
Okay.
think I put them in the momentum pool.
That seems good. I can never remember how to spell torpedoes, plural. Uh, I believe Commander, they're going to go. Uh, I think that they have to try and do some damage control here. Press plus engineering. Let's see. Let's do that. Oh, that is not enough to repair a breach. But that did cause me a threat. Uh, Commander, I believe you have the last action on this round.
Jerez, finish it.
Aye, Captain.
Spending the
Uh,
direct action.
Uh,
yes. Oh, that's a
yeah.
good idea.
Right? That's how you do that, is because he has already taken his action. So you do the direct action to,
Yeah. I'd have to. Oh, but we've got three momentum in the pool, thank God.
yeah,
So I can do
thanks
that. Yeah.
to Savari.
Yeah.
And
There we
pool goes
go.
to 2.
And you
Okay.
know what? I'll spend my determination again to give Jerez automatic 2 successes on this
Okay.
one. So why not? It's what it's there for, right?
So 2 successes.
And let me so I am going to get assist them by rolling with your control and command
Yeah.
on
So
direct.
let's have you roll to your 2d20, Juris.
2d20. Salvo Wacer. That is a 1 and a 7.
So that's 3 more
a
successes.
I've got a focus in precision targeting.
The 1 is
Oh, sorry, a
automatically
talent.
a crit.
Yeah.
So that's 3 successes plus 2. You've got 5. Plus roll the ship's die.
19.
That will not happen. Captain, you will roll your assist die.
Yeah, but doesn't Alan also get to use the operations manager thing trait to re-roll the ship's D20 there?
So re-roll that ship's D20, Litaal.
Oh, right. Not a 19, but a 10.
Okay, so 6 successes. And then your assist die, Drenna.
That's the failure at 16, I believe.
Okay.
Unless it would be command, right? It would be there. Yeah, no, it doesn't succeed. No.
Yeah.
On anything but daring security, it doesn't succeed.
Right. So that's 5 damage plus geez, 6 plus another 2 and 2 for the momentum if you spend it all would be 7 points.
Yeah, spend the momentum.
That would be 7 points. So that'll do that. So their shields will go to 0. And would you please roll me the location for those 2 breaches?
2 breaches. 2 and 11.
So computers and structure. So I think we see that explosions rip across, their bridge and their computer systems. And then the last salvo, as they're trying to turn to get the spindle in range to get another big hot shot on you, and that ship will go up. And the Galor-class cruiser will explode into particulates there. They'll get that nice.
Yes! Goes jurors and then sits down.
Census. Did anyone get off? Did any of them try to get off the ship?
No, sir.
Bring us around. We need to help those Tellarites out before Dominion reinforcements come. Good work, Jerez. Good work, everyone.
Sure, let's get Litaal into a shuttle with an away team to help the Tellarite ship.
I imagine that Litaal is actually en route right now, even during this fight. So, who have you brought as your team with you, Litaal? You are muted.
Not too excited. I think probably I want a medic. I want an engineer. I want some security. So I'm wondering whether the other players want to select from the NPC crew that would fit that.
So, and you may play them, we may not, but like, if it comes to that, Sabine, who would you like to have? Is that do you want to take Tatasa? Do you want to take Murid Khan?
I would like to take Dr. Khan.
Okay.
I'm growing fond of him.
Okay. Recovered from his
Yes, no more.
concussion.
Can
Yeah.
can have a new can get a new concussion now.
Yes. And Donna?
Um, I have a feeling I'd like to play Petty Officer Drake Hamaker again as the
Okay.
security um, non-com.
Hamaker. And Vate?
I think I think Litaal's got engineering covered, hasn't he? He's engineering supreme.
Yeah.
So I think we'll go with um Ensign Verbosh,
Okay.
the Grigellan, in case, of course, this is a computers problem. You can get the computers back online.
Absolutely. Litaal, uh, someone who is not you is piloting. I
Yes.
think the camera comes in and notably shows that you are not in the command seat there for that. Um,
I think that probably has to be our, I'm assuming, control and con,
yeah.
um, which probably boils down to Petty Officer Hammaker.
Okay. Hamaker, uh, you've got two choices for where you could try and land this. You can go sort of to the forward compartments and try and land and get the what is that called? This not the spindle, but the umbilical connected up to enter in that way, or you could go in the uh, back part, which is closer to the engines, but kind of puts you in a cargo. Have to come in through that way. What do you think, Donna?
Um, yeah, I mean,
Command or engineering, it basically is the choice.
I think it's much of a muchness, to be honest, for Hamaker. But command, I guess. Yeah, command makes more sense.
Okay.
Um, so
So
yeah,
we
let's
will
go there.
see the shuttlecraft come and make their way over. Again, lifetimes are stable. Warp power is is offline. Impulse is at like minimal base. Life support is up, but you can tell that both comms and computers are down. And you will land the shuttle and hook on there and get the umbilical set and open the doors. And Litaal, are you first out kind of thing?
Oh, at the run, or the rather overweight Waddle as our
Absolutely. And I think that you will come out like the doors will open, and I think even as you're kind of coming out, you will see this is not a Federation ship. This is a Tellarite Space
Mhm.
Services ship. You will see some Tellarites running at this towards you, weapons out. What do you do?
Stop dead and say, uh, in Tellarite, make those weapons safe.
Let's have you make a presence plus control. Yeah, don't lose your phaser again.
Presence is
A
not good.
presence plus command.
Command. So that is an 11. Okay, two dice at 11. Anything that might make a difference? No. Oh,
That's
that's two
two
successes, and that
successes.
three is my command is three.
Did you have a
And
focus that was appropriate?
I'm going to apply Starfleet protocols here.
Okay.
Civilian, I assume that Starfleet, as the arm of the Federation, has some rights and you know position relative to local space
Yeah.
navies.
So you've got one momentum extra. You can use that to ask a question, or you can throw that at pool. But let me tell you what happens. And I think we see Hammaker and the others behind you. Like when the Tellarites come up, they've got their weapons, and like when you call that out, and they see the Federation uniforms, and they see that there are non-Tellarites, they will. They are clearly not professional, like they are not military trained or anything like that. They go to stow their weapons in the most amateurish kind of way possible. And I think you will see through these Tellarites, you will see this figure kind of push through, and you will see Captain Kevrorsh Glaz come stalking up to you, Commander Litaal.
Uh,
Uh,
Captain,
Good,
I'm here.
good. Finally, excellent, excellent. Good, good. We have you here. We're limited in our detections here. Our tricorders were able to pick up that another ship. Do you have a rescue ship for us?
I am here to make sure that this ship can operate, Captain. Uh,
Well,
do you
good.
have any need of a doctor?
There are some injured, but not many. Just get all your people armed and ready.
Armed and ready for what reason?
Mutiny. Let's take our break. We'll come back in 5, okay? So we get to the bridge of the Tellarite ship. I think we cut from that end scene there uh, uh, to the bridge of the Tellarite ship. Khan, there are a few Tellarites here who are injured. I would like to have you make a medicine roll here. If you would make a control plus medicine.
I think I can do that for you if I can find where my control. It's not that great, but my medicine is. So I
Yeah.
got
You
12.
you have field medicine, so you don't have to worry about the fact that you
Yeah.
don't have all the tools you need for this.
Yeah, and I have first aid as a
Yeah.
focus, so that should also help. So I'm rolling 2d10. Which one dice do I want to roll? I'm rolling these. Sorry. Yeah, that's one success.
One success. So I think this is taking you some time.
Mm.
No one here has been hit by phaser fire or anything or disruptor fire.
Mm.
It all is very clearly hand-to-hand combat, blunt force. Uh, uh, looks like looks like a really big Tellarite bar brawl kind of thing
Yes, that
there.
that was my impression too. And I have learned to be abrasive with these people and not be like, oh, you poor thing, that would probably piss them off.
Uh, Wash, what do we see you doing here on the bridge when we kind of come in? And we'll see definitely the Tellarite captain Gloss, and it looks like he has somebody who's not wearing like the marks of being the second in command, but seems to be second in command person, Zaoto Bimrep. She's there, kind of backing him up. But Hammaker, what do we see you doing?
Well, someone mentioned mutiny, so um, I'm looking for signs of who it might be, and where's the XO? Are they in the brig? Are they the one fomenting rebellion? I don't know.
So let's have you make an insight uh, uh, plus security roll. Does that seem reasonable?
Yeah, it sounds about right. I don't think I have any balance, although remind me that untapped potential when I roll this, it might give you threat.
I am going to act as an advisor on this one.
Well, I think you're occupied right now talking to
Okay,
the
fair enough.
captain.
Okay.
But
That is still had two
two
successes.
successes. So what is your first question, Hammaker?
Well, point me at these mutineers and let's see what we can find out about them.
So I think what you will be able to pick up from the conversation here is that the mutineers have the back half of the ship. Essentially, they've got engineering under their command. Uh, what you understand from the conversation is that there was a fight in engineering and the ship has been damaged. A number of systems have gone off, and they've also taken some systems offline. So there's kind of a like a bulkhead midship kind of uh, thing that seems to be set up there. The captain is certainly claiming that they have the majority of the people, and this is just a small group of essentially uh, agitators.
Hmm.
What's your second question?
Well, I mean, I'm sure the other side will say exactly the same thing. So perhaps I can wonder exactly what this disagreement or at least what was it on the face of it that sparked this mutiny?
So, and this is kind of as you're kind of wandering around and listening and so on, and kind of picking up the subtext. The impression you have is that there was a prolonged debate on planet about whether to evacuate. And then, of course, orders came down from Tellar Prime, and they argued about that. And then there were some more arguments about how to respond in what format. But eventually, apparently, there was a decision that was reached, and the decision was to evacuate. And they called in, a Tellar ship, and they arrived. And then it gets fuzzy. But the impression that you have is that the matter had been settled, but the captain said something. He wasn't present for those arguments on planet. And he came in with his ship and crew. And the sense is that he reopened the debate in some way and that did not go well.
And I'll mutter, maybe someone overhears me, but God love them, these Tellarites. They are all, each of them, as bad as Commander Litaal.
Warewash, what are you doing?
Um, Trying to get the engineering is down, right? But
Yeah,
uh, the damage to engineering, trying to bring back on some residual systems, residual power, etc. Trying to access the ship's computers so that we can get an overview of the status of the ship,
that
and the,
seems good. Let's have you make a control plus engineering roll with your computer expertise as your focus.
yes, that's a talent. When I attempt a task that involves a programming, I can the first bonus D20 I purchase is 3.
Okay, so you get
That's
3d20.
3D20. Not Albert Rodeo. I'm done with you, Albert Rodeo.
Oh, are you?
I hope not. That is 2 successes.
Three successes with your focus.
Oh yeah, 3 successes. Yeah.
Uh, so I think you can get like it requires running some bypass because clearly, down engineering, they've shut down some things, but you can get essentially like basic shipboard sensors and that kind of communications up. Uh, uh, what do you want to know? And then I'm going to give you a momentum that you can use to ask a question or stack in the pool. What's
Yeah.
your question here?
What I want to know is the current disposition of these supposed mutineers. Where are they on the ship? What is where are the life signs on the ship, and where are they focused?
I think there'll be a moment when you're kind of looking at, and I think you actually like whatever. What is how do Rigellans express exasperation?
I think Regellans express exasperation through laughter.
Yeah, I think you start laughing because there are about 1,400 bodies on this vessel, crew and people, and there are about 713 back in the mutineers section.
Well, I guess 50-50, right? Uh,
And then
and
you've
so
got
I've
a
got,
momentum to ask another question or to put in the pool.
how many do we have in the pool at the moment? We've got
Nothing.
nothing, so I can't create a trait with that
Right.
pool. Can I? I need two
Oh, well,
momentum
you
to do
actually you could if you gave me a threat.
that, couldn't I? You know what? I will. I'll give you a threat to get the
Okay.
momentum to create the trait. I want the trait systems command. So
Okay.
I want Werewash to be in control of whatever computer systems are active on this
Okay.
ship.
So basically it will give you, it'll make it easier for you to do stuff with the computers going forward. You've got that trait
Yeah.
there.
And mainly, I wanted to also make it harder for them to do stuff with it. So I want you to
Okay.
have to spend more of that threat if they're trying to do anything with the
Okay.
ship's
Okay.
systems, you know?
Yeah, so is it more locking them out or is it making it easier for you? Which way do you want to lean that?
I think in the sense of a mutiny, it makes sense to do more locking them out, you
Okay.
know?
So I'm going to do systems lockout.
Yeah. And because he's a crew member, the crew member of the USS Kintsugi and not a crew member of the Tellarite ship, uh, that's the captain and people as well, you know? Everything's
Yeah.
gonna have
Oh,
to go through
absolutely.
Werewash and Kintsugi, right? Like, yeah.
And you said there was a talent that might come into play here?
That was the computer expertise that gave me a free bonus die on the roll in the first place.
Wasn't there something about you being a novice or no? Okay.
No, I can remove one
Oh,
d20. I could
it
have
was
also actually,
Hammaker's untapped potential.
yeah. And
Was there
now I
some?
look, I could have actually really min-maxed that by gaining that extra die and then removing it for an automatic success.
Oh,
Uh, but you know, such is the nature of the side characters, you forget what talents they've got
yes, yeah,
until
absolutely.
yeah.
Was there something you wanted to do with that untapped potential? Uh,
Yeah, but it was so long that since I've used it that I forgot I've got to spend momentum for it to
okay.
have an effect. So, which I
We're
didn't.
learning all
So,
these things. So, Commander Litaal. So I do think that you're getting this briefing. You've gotten the report in from your medical officer, from Hammaker, from Werewash, about what's going on there. Uh, the captain, you've I think also filled the captain in that there was a Cardassian vessel in the area, and his eyes get big, his tusks pronounced when that happens, and he says, we've been looking at plans perhaps to uh, uh, do a spacewalk and a breach to try and get control of engineering. But we know that the engines are damaged. So like, even if we get there, it's going to be days before we can get the ship up and moving again.
Um, Thank you, Captain. I don't think that will be necessary. Werewash, would you give me comms to the ship, please?
Comms are down.
I thought Werewash had.
Warewash fixed the internal ship sensors.
Oh, I see. Okay.
I'm afraid, Commander, there's not enough power to keep the sensors and the comms running at the same time.
Can I make a
That doesn't
suggestion? Sorry.
go on.
Seeing these injured people here and looking at their wounds, I suppose the mutineers will have wounded as well, and maybe they need a medical officer. And I could go there and I'll give you a sitrep.
Petty Officer Hammaker, take the doctor down to engineering, look after them, and let me have a sitrep at that end. I'm going to try and fix the communication systems.
Yes, sir.
So, Litaal, uh, I think this systems are busted. They've actually suffered physical damage. I think this is difficulty 3 engineering task. I think this is going to be control plus engineering.
Okay, so that is 2 dice. No momentum in the pool. Um,
And Werewolf assist.
That seems
yeah,
reasonable. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. So control engineering is 14.
You have communication systems as a specialty.
I do, but that 5 is not quite enough to give me a benefit on the focus,
So
is
that
it?
is one success.
Yes.
Werewash, let's have you roll your assist if you can get a crit.
Yeah. So I was just reading his last the right Gellon talent and passing it out and being like, no, it didn't count. It didn't count. That's a
Now,
failure on my behalf.
What is it that is stopping you, Litaal? Like what gets in the way of this comms here?
I think this isn't that they've taken control of it. I think someone has damaged the control system. I
Yeah,
was trying to wrest back control when in fact there is not a comm system to be controlled.
yeah. It looks like when whatever damage happened in engineering that took out the warp and a portion of impulse control, that there was a feedback cascade, and most of that went down the comms and took that out. Because comms are down internally, comms are down, outside the ship. And so I think that is the issue. I do want to
Um,
cut. Yes. Yeah.
I, the Tal to Hamaka. Um, find me someone to speak for the mutineers when you get down there.
Whoever's in charge of them. I'm expecting the XO, sir. I mean, or maybe there'll be a civilian. Who knows?
Uh,
I'll send a passenger pigeon, unless you get the comms back, though.
Well, do our badges?
your badges do work.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Good.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
You're
I thought they would have to
basically that
piggyback on
is the
something.
only system that is working right now, just
Okay.
because it's the magic of Starfleet.
And I want Werewash to watch the bridge and control systems, and I'm going to go down in search of someone to speak for the other side.
You mean the mutineers are for this side?
No, I'm hoping Hammock is going to find someone to speak for the mutineers. I want someone to speak for this side. Is that the captain or is there a local?
Okay. Uh,
That's my next question, I guess.
yeah. So let's cut forward. Khan, Hammaker, you will make your way through the ship. There are a lot of people in here. This place is packed tight. The 1,400 people is probably the carrying capacity of this vessel. Plus, people brought, a certain amount of goods, their carry-on limit. So there's all of that. I think you can definitely see evidence that this is primarily an agricultural colony, and you'll move through. Uh, there are there are a lot of these Tellarites that are sitting there like this is just an annoying like situation that certainly the stewardesses will be by to fix this at some point or whatnot. Uh, but I do think that as you move through this scrummage of Tellarites, as Alan has termed them, uh, that you discover that you need to avoid talking to them. Because sort of as soon as some of them realize that there's a medical person with you, they will begin to describe their aches and pains, because these are civilians who've been trapped on the ship for a day and a half now. Or they will demand answers, and then when you don't give them answers, they will argue with you about why you should give them answers.
Can I maybe, I mean, I'm a medical officer, right? And we know that there must be injured. And can I shout at them so that they will tell me where to go to find the injured mutineers? No, no, your hangnail doesn't count, sir.
Sure, if you want to use that to kind of keep this
Yeah,
from slowing you down, I think that seems
yes,
reasonable.
yes,
A presence plus medicine.
yes. Let me see if where's my character? There. Presence, presence, presence. Okay, that's my medicine. I'm in the wrong character. This is my
So
character.
13 or less.
13 or less. Okay. Okay, environmental hazard. They don't count as
I don't
environmental
think they count
hazards,
as
right?
environmental hazard.
Okay, I was wondering. Let's go. Yep, two
Yeah, I
successes.
think you can sort of part the sea
Mhm.
of people here before Hamaker can resort to anything more uh, uh, strong, and they will definitely direct you back to where the bulkheads are that are locked down, to get to the section of the ship where the mutineers are. Hamaker, what do we see you doing?
I mean, I was on the verge of using harsh language. But yeah, I will thank people, as they let us through. Um, and I'll look for, I guess, someone who looks uh, like they're expecting us to do something else for them, like someone in charge or someone who's going, finally, the Federation have decided to see sense or something like this.
Well, I think what it is when you get to that transition point, that bulkhead like that separates this section from the mutineer section, there are definitely some of the captain's crew who are here armed with disruptors. And like I don't want to say chomping at the bit, but angry. Angry Tellarites, real pissed about this on their ship. They came to help these people, and now they're here, and they are really, really ready to go off. And what do you say to them? Like they're kind of watching the bulkheads there. What do you think, Hamaker?
Yeah, I think I know the graveyard on the Kintsugi never really gets rowdy, but this is like you know, all right, closing time. Have you no homes to go to? Kind of hamburger. Hey, thanks for staying calm, folks. We can all put our weapons away now. The Federation is here to help you out. Um, so I'll allow them to think that we're on their side. I mean, of course we're on their side. With the Federation. We're on everyone's side. Um, so yeah, I'll allow them to maybe make a an assumption that we don't have people the other direction.
Okay. Let's have you
Um,
make presence plus security.
yeah. Um, I don't think this is interrogation, so I'll just roll
No.
those flat.
Can I assist with being a medical officer on a rescue mission?
Sure. You may also.
Cool. What
That
what are we
Presence
rolling?
presence plus security is the mode that he's
Okay.
operating in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's
So
do that.
yeah, so just one
One
success.
success.
Let's see what I can, if I can help you any. Yep, there's another success.
Okay. So I think there is like it requires kind of massaging their egos, getting them calmed down, suggesting everything's under control, thanking them, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here, kind of talk there. Uh, and then there is, the most basic kind of sort of intercom between sections, almost hardwired thing. And it requires, you will communicate with some people on the other side. and suggest that you have a medic with you. And there's clearly some talk that goes on there. It takes a bit, but eventually, once you assure them that you're just bringing a couple of people through, they can tell you're not a Tellarite, so they know the situation has changed. And they will briefly open the bulkhead to let the two of you through. Uh,
Yeah, and I'll say, oh, I love these hardwired communicators you have. I mean, that's Telluride ingenuity, right? Who knew we needed stuff like that? Tell you, I never trust these comms badges myself.
and there'll be some people there with more basic weapons. You are in the way, so those other Tellarites with armed are not going to fire down in here. They will shut and lock the bulkhead behind you and start moving you two further on into the bowels of the ship towards the engineering section. There's definitely a little more evidence of there having been some fighting here, and there are definitely some more injured people here. Let's come back to Werewash and then Litaal.
Yeah, Werwash is on the bridge. He's working with the systems. He's managed to get basic computer systems up, I suppose. The comms we've already established is damaged, I suppose.
You've seen Litaal climbing down towards where the comm array is.
Yeah, yeah. I'd like to try and create a trait, I think, using the computer systems.
Sure.
Uh, some sort of thing that could help Litaal with his task. Ship diagnostics, something like that.
I
Like
love
get
it.
a full damage report of the ship, you know?
Yeah.
So
What do you want to roll that with?
uh, I think that would be reason plus engineering to me. That seems right.
That seems right.
13. Um, just looking at my sorry, going when I attempt an engineering task, I remove 1d20 from my pool before rolling. If I do, I gain one automatic success on this task.
So you're going to roll 1d20. You've already got a
Yeah,
success,
yeah,
and you have a focus definitely with this.
yeah. Cool. Just again, repass. He's got a lot of overlapping good good talents that you have to be like which one if this then that sort of thing, which is
Yep.
appropriate for a computing specialist, I think. That is a 12, so that's another success,
Okay.
two successes.
So yeah, you can establish that trait of the system diagnostics.
Hmm.
And Litaal, you'll get that on your tricorder. That will come down that hookup that Werewash has. I imagine we see you pull Werewash's name up and put a little gold star by it in your report. What do we see you doing, Litaal? Because you're really getting your paws dirty right now, right?
Yeah. And I think what I'm trying to do is to re-establish ship communications by going around the damage that's been done.
Okay.
So yeah, I think this is more control engineering
I think that's perfect.
with the focus on communications
Yeah,
coming to the fore.
100%.
Um, so 2 dice, and will that systems diagnostic?
It'll take it from that difficulty 3 I set before down to a difficulty 2.
Okay, what could go wrong? Oh, that is a critical and a fail.
So that's 2 successes. That's what you need.
Um, so, so yes, and I think what I want to do is address the ship.
You can get comms here. Do you want to talk to Vate? Let's have that conversation first, I
Oh,
think.
yeah, fair enough. Yeah, Captain Vate, I hope that things have gone well for you. Come in, Kintsugi.
This is a Kintsugi. Reading you, Litaal. We've dispatched the Cardassian vessel, and we're We're turning around now to render assistance. We've had a bit of damage on the Kintsugi, and we're just locking that down before we come over. What's the situation on board?
There is a disagreement. The captain calls it a mutiny. I would describe it as a disagreement on what should happen next. This has reached an angry pitch. Damage has been done. People are hurt. I intend to try to negotiate a truce so that this ship can go about its business.
I've got full confidence in your diplomatic skills, Litaal.
I knew you would, Captain Vate. I would wish you to prepare a standoff. Do not appear in a threatening posture, lest our neutrality here is compromised.
I'll have the Kintsugi hold a patrol throughout the system in case any more Cardassian reinforcements show up. But remember, Litaal, where there's one, there can be more.
Indeed, and that is my concern, that I get this debate agreed as quickly as possible. And I think that then it's announcing to the ship, this is Commander Han Litaal, representing the United Federation of Planets.
And I'm going to cut you there because I want to draw back just a few moments. Hammaker, Khan, you are brought down to engineering. They've got the most severely wounded people there. Some people, again, bar fight injuries in some people, but there are also some people there were clearly some explosions back here, and there's some more severely injured people. And you will be there. They have some people who have some medical training that are trying to do the basics, but once you're there with your expertise, they'll bring you to help get that settled. Hammaker, you will be brought in front of, as you expected, the EXO, Leve Nev, and she will say, Federation, and she goes, "I'm sorry, I don't recognize your rank, sir."
I am a petty officer. My name is Hammaker. Oh, there's a commander at the other side of the ship, and he would really like to talk to you to figure out exactly how we can help.
Well, I'm glad you're here so you can get the captain calmed down and we can get this situation resolved. I have approximately 700 people that want to return back to the planet. And my commanding officer did not handle the situation well. He it is important that we reassess things from time to time. That is a value that I ascribe to as a Tellarite, that we re-examine the situations, even in situations of chaos. He did not respond well to some of the initial arguments after he had already sort of lit the fire here with some of his comments.
Well, that's too bad. That's too bad, ma'am. In terms of reassessing, our ship is fighting a Cardassian cruiser right now, on the other side of some debris. So that is something to be cognizant of, that the Dominion and the Cardassian allies are moving into this system. So I don't know if that changed your mind, or maybe you need to take some time to reassess.
She says, "It probably changes my mind, but I've got 700 other Tellarites here, plus who have already." And then I think that's the point at which Litaal's voice comes over the intercoms, very loudly announcing this. And I think you hear from behind her this other figure go, "Oh, it's that asshole." We use a Tellarite term that we know gets kind of translated as that. It doesn't actually. It's that kabak, and he turns to you and the XO and Khan and says, "Yeah, that's my former brother-in-law." And I think that's the point at which we cut to the Kintsugi. Captain, two Dominion strike ships just dropped out of warp at the system's edge.
Red alert. How's the damage report looking,
Breach is
Savari?
still breach is still up, sir.
Ah, well, done this once. We can do it again.
And I think we see these are bigger ships than the Galor. These are more significant ships on scale. We will see the two Dominions ships coming in, cruising into space. I think we cut back. Litaal, how do you inform Litaal, Vate?
Come in over the comms to Litaal. Litaal, it looks like the enemy reinforcements have arrived. There's two ships. We're going to do our best to see if we can lead them away from you. I don't fancy and I'm not going to say that because I'm in the crew, right? I'm not going to say I
Right.
don't fancy our odds. These are two Dominion, two Jem'Hadar attack ships. Hopefully, I'll see you soon, my friend.
I have complete confidence, Captain. Good luck.
Yeah, calm
And
out, looking dramatically out at the view screens and the rest of
absolutely.
the
I
crew,
think we
right?
hear
Yeah,
the dun 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 dun
yeah.
dun stinger for the when they do that to be continued sound, which is the to be continued for next week. This is where we're going to take up with this. We probably will maybe slice a little bit over to the Tellarite ship, but we're going to start with the big fight. We're going to have that, and we'll see how that rolls out. And then we'll deal with the situation. Right now, Hamaker and Khan, you're kind of in place to massage negotiations in a couple of ways. Lataal's got the comms up. Werewash, you've got control of the computers, but the Kintsugi is on its own. Uh, let's do stars and wishes. Uh, Savari.
Yes, this was fun. I like the space combat that has happening. That has happened. That was interesting. I think the next one will be more interesting. I also love the idea of these Tellarite diehards that are just bar brawling. Should we evacuate? Is the Dominion really that dangerous? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I think Khan thinks that Litaal does this on purpose, probably.
I love it. Uh, Hamaker, Donna.
Um, yeah, I mean, great to play the kind of downtrodden lower decks hammocker again. Huh, what do you know? Um, good to play Ward back with almost getting the band back together with Vate and Natal. We're just missing Paul now, with Carlton, sorry. Yeah, but very enjoyable, a good mix of challenges. I mean, I think a lot of Natal is getting a lot of flack in these past few episodes, but I think you're coping with it well, Alan.
Awesome. Vate.
Yeah, I love the space combat. It's great. It's really good. I love reading through all the various things and what we can do, and it feels really punchy and dramatic, and the stakes are high. Um, and more rescuing people, even if they're. I think, of course, that the right noun for Tellarites is an argument. Tellarites. And of course, I love the back and forth with Litaal. It's an easy joke to go to every time. But such is the way of things. But yeah, it was really good. I thought I'm enjoying the away mission. I was glad to get an opportunity. I'm always glad to have an opportunity to bring out the minor character, the supporting characters, and I'm glad to have another, it's do or die moment for the Kintsugi, because we're not going to leave anyone behind, are we? Wishes. I think I'll have a look at the ship combat stuff. Um, I'd like to see what we can do in terms of like more esoteric strategies than just shooting and dogfighting.
Hmm.
Like the sort of stuff they do in the TV show where they can like come up with a way to make it look like there's four ships, or use a nebula to distract them, or just like I say, try and lead the Dominion away from the Tellarites, like change the footing rather than it be a standout fight. But I know a lot of
Yeah,
that's like on our
absolutely, and I think really the tool, like the create trait there,
Mm.
like as generic as it is, it's a really powerful way for you to set up fictional positioning or change things out from a variety of stations. So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. The
what you could one of the things is, I mean, certainly you could if like jamming the sensors of the Dominion so they can't detect the Tellarite ship. There are a lot of options that you have there.
Yeah, that'd be a good one. Yeah. But that's let's explore that in the next session. But that's what I'd like
Absolutely.
the crew
Yeah.
of the Kintsugi to be thinking about in between now and then. Just to say,
Excellent.
in my next session, I'll be playing. I'm going to go to Germany this weekend, to Cologne, and I will be at my uncle's house, having just come back from the airport. So it should be fine. My setup may be temperamental.
We
Okay.
do
I
we
don't.
do have internet in Germany, but it might
We
be spotty in some regions
I'm
also.
sure you have internet in Germany. I'm just not sure whether my uncle has internet in Bishop Stortford.
Uh, uh,
Yeah,
Yeah. My niece's parents live in the country and their internet is spotty at best. Just because they haven't paid any attention to how things work. So and Alan, Commander Litaal.
Yeah, no, this has been good fun. I've had more than my fair share of spotlight tonight, which is very kind of you. I think most of my stars are about relationships. I think that the clearly changed relationship between Litaal and Savari, that's been a really nice arc that we've seen develop
mm,
over the last handful of sessions from that first disastrous intervention on the bridge. Um, I think too the the way that Ward stonewalled Litaal, or he thinks he's been stonewalled out of sheer loyalty by Ward to Vate, and whether he thinks that she's hiding something.
Hmm.
I think coming away from that, um, and also a kind of grudging, gritted teeth, mutual respect with Vate, for their differing approaches to things. I like that. I thought you did a great job interleaving the action during the space combat, during the conflict with the Cardassian. What was happening to them, what was happening to us. I thought it was really good. Nice to have an away team from the lower decks. I'm enjoying Hamaka. Dr. Khan, I know of old. I'm certain I'll need to borrow his phaser before this is done. Um, and Werewash is in effect controlling the bridge on behalf of Litaal. Wishes. Um, I just want to see where this goes. I think, and that idiot brother-in-law of mine.
Absolutely.
But
Absolutely.
thanks
I
for
hope
that.
I appreciate you rolling with my weird framing device for the episode too.
No,
So
I know. I think that's a very neat. It's a very Star Trek thing to do. At intervals, flash forward to why on earth did you do that, Commander Litaal?
absolutely. Thank you all so much. I am going to stop the recording. A Parliament of Tellarites. I love it.